Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. It's amazing how fast the digital world changes.
Right. Yeah, it feels like every day there's something new.
Totally. And today we're going deep on a trend that's been quietly shaping software for like decades. But now it's getting this huge AI boost.
Oh, this should be interesting.
It is, we're talking about unbundling.
Unbundling.
Yep, basically think of it like those old school giant department stores.
Yeah.
One-stop shops for everything.
Yeah, I get it.
But then what happened? Specialty boutiques started popping up, focusing on just clothes or electronics or whatever, right?
Right. More specialized.
Exactly. And that shift, that's unbundling in action, taking a big platform and breaking it down into smaller, more focused pieces.
Okay, I'm with you so far.
Perfect. Because now think about this. Remember Craigslist? Back in the day, it was like the digital department store of the internet.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Everyone used Craigslist.
But then along comes Airbnb, laser focused on just short-term rentals with all these features Craigslist didn't have.
That's a great example.
Right. Classic unbundling. And get this, even the mighty Excel spreadsheet.
Excel?
Yeah, even Excel has been unbundled, giving rise to tools like Asana for project management and QuickBooks for accounting.
Wow, I never thought of it that way.
So the big question is, where does this all lead, especially with AI exploding right now?
That's the key question.
So to help us connect the dots and see the big picture, we've got our expert here. What's the next evolution of unbundling? Where are we headed?
Well, it's fascinating how unbundling has been this constant thread through like the entire history of software, You're spot on about Craigslist and Excel. They're like those sprawling department stores, a bit of everything for everyone.
Right, trying to be everything to everybody.
Exactly. But that also meant some needs weren't being met fully, and that's where the magic of unbundling comes in.
Makes sense.
Let's rewind back to 1995 when Craigslist launched. It quickly became the go-to for online classifieds, jobs, apartments, that vintage guitar you've been searching for.
Oh, yeah, I remember those days.
But because it tried to do it all, some things fell through the cracks.
Yeah, trying to find anything specific on Craigslist could be a nightmare.
And that's where those Craigslist spawns came in.
Like Indeed and Simply Hired.
You got it.
Yeah.
They saw the need for a better job hunting experience and took those basic listings to a whole new level with all these filters and features.
Way easier than wading through Craigslist.
Exactly. Catering to specific needs, providing a more tailored experience. So now let's jump ahead to 1985, the year Excel hit the scene.
Okay.
This was like the ultimate digital Swiss Army knife. People used it for everything, budgeting, making lists, even trying to build simple databases.
I remember using Excel for everything back then.
Oh, yeah, me too. But even Excel, as flexible as it was, had its limitations.
I can see how as things got more complex, we needed more specialized tools.
Precisely. And as venture capitalist Thomas Tungus pointed out, even Excel was ripe for unbundling. This led to the rise of something we call software as a service, or SaaS for short.
SaaS. I think some of our listeners might not be familiar with that term. Maybe a quick explanation. What's the ELI 5 on SaaS?
Sure, think of it like Netflix, but for software, instead of buying and installing software on your computer, you access it online, like streaming a movie, and pay a subscription.
Ah, that makes sense. So no more clunky installations or updates.
Exactly. It's all there in the cloud, ready to go.
So SaaS basically took off because companies started unbundling those core Excel features into these more user-friendly and powerful tools, right?
Exactly. It's about specializing. Take Asana, for example. It took project management, something people were trying to do in Excel, and created a dedicated platform with features specifically designed for managing tasks and teams.
Ah, so like a purpose-built tool.
Yes. And then there's QuickBooks, which revolutionized accounting by offering far more than a basic spreadsheet could ever handle. Both are prime examples of how unbundling Excel led to this wave of innovation in the software world.
Okay, so we've gone from these digital department stores like Craigslist and Excel to this whole world of specialized software. But where does AI fit into all of this? It seems like AI is everywhere these days.
It's true. AI is having a massive impact, and it's actually taking this whole unbundling trend to like a whole new level. We're now entering the age of what's called vertical AI.
Vertical AI.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm intrigued. So how is this different from the AI we hear about all the time? Like those chatbots that can write poems and stuff. Is it all about getting even more specific?
You got it. Think of it this way. You've got those general purpose AIs, like those large language models you mentioned, which are kind of like the digital equivalent of a jack of all trades. They can do a lot of things, but maybe not any one thing exceptionally well. That's what we call horizontal AI. But vertical AI, that's all about laser focus. It's about building AI solutions that are specifically tailored for certain industries or tasks.
So it's like unbundling AI itself,
Yeah.
breaking it down into smaller, more specialized pieces.
Exactly. Instead of trying to create one AI to rule them all, we're now seeing AI systems designed specifically for healthcare finance law. You name it, each one built with a deep understanding of that industry's unique challenges and opportunities.
Okay, I'm starting to get the picture, but I need some concrete examples.
Yeah.
How is this actually playing out in the real world? Give me a vertical AI scenario.
Okay, let's start with healthcare. Imagine an AI system that listens in on a doctor's conversation with a patient and then automatically generates detailed clinical notes and even flags potential diagnoses based on what it hears. That's exactly what companies like Abridge and Clinical Key AI are doing. They're freeing up doctors from hours of paperwork and helping them focus on what matters most, their patients.
Wow, that's incredible. So instead of a doctor having to spend all that time typing up notes, the AI is like a super efficient scribe.
Exactly. And it's not just healthcare. In the legal field, you have companies like Even Up using AI to analyze legal documents and help people navigate complex legal situations. Think about those who can't afford expensive lawyers. This kind of AI can make legal services more accessible and level the playing field.
That's a really powerful application of AI. It's like having a legal expert in your pocket. So we've got healthcare and law. What other industries are being impacted by this vertical AI wave?
Oh, the list goes on and on. Retail is another big one. Companies like Shelf Engine are using AI to optimize inventory management and predict demand with incredible accuracy, which can help reduce waste and keep costs down for everyone. And it goes way beyond that: education, energy, agriculture, even cybersecurity.
It really seems like every sector is ripe for disruption by vertical AI. It's kind of mind-blowing.
It is. And the exciting part is we're really just at the beginning of this whole journey. As AI technology keeps evolving, we can expect to see even more creative and impactful applications of vertical AI in the years to come.
So we started by talking about these digital department stores like Craigslist and Excel,
Right.
and how they were kind of like the precursors to this whole world of specialized software.
Yeah, it's all about unbundling, taking those big platforms and breaking them down into smaller, more focused pieces.
Exactly, and now we're seeing it happen with AI, this whole rise of vertical AI.
It's fascinating how this trend has played out across different eras of technology.
Totally. But let's bring it back down to earth for a sec.
Yeah.
Why should our listener care about all of this? How does this unbundling trend, especially with AI in the mix, impact their everyday life?
That's the question, right? And the answer is all about better results and more efficiency. You know, those vertical AI examples we talked about. A bridge in healthcare and Even Up in the legal world. They're not just cool tech demos, they're solving real problems that traditional software just couldn't handle.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in the tech itself, but it's all about making things better for people. So how exactly is vertical AI doing that?
Well, take a bridge, for example. By automating those clinical notes, doctors suddenly have way more time to actually connect with their patients.
Makes sense.
And that means better care and hopefully better outcomes. And with Even Up, it's about making legal expertise accessible to everyone no matter their income.
Right, leveling the playing field.
Exactly.
So vertical AI isn't just about making things more efficient. It's also about making things more equitable and accessible. I like that.
Yeah.
But is this really taking off? Are businesses actually embracing vertical AI?
Oh, yeah, the numbers speak for themselves. We're seeing these vertical AI startups growing like crazy. Some are even hitting 80% of the average contract value of those big established players in just a few years.
Wow, that's impressive.
And the year-over-year growth is through the roof. Some are seeing over 400%. Investors are definitely paying attention.
No doubt. So this is not just some passing trend. It feels like we're at the very beginning of a major shift in how software is developed and used.
I agree.
So we've covered a lot of ground today. From the unbundling of those early giants like Craigslist and Excel to the rise of SaaS and now this whole new frontier of vertical AI, it's clear that specialization is the name of the game.
It really is.
But here's a final thought for you, our listener. Given everything we've discussed, what industry or profession do you think is most ripe for disruption or innovation? Where will vertical AI make the biggest impact next? Something to ponder as we wrap up our deep dive today.
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's really exciting to think about all the possibilities. We've only scratched the surface of what's possible with vertical AI.
Absolutely. So keep your eyes peeled. You never know where the next big thing will come from.
That's the fun part.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those questions coming.
And remember, the most important tool you have is your own curiosity.